Thank you so much for staying tuned. You're still watching Game On here on News Central Television. Don't forget the phone lines are still open, 0705-727272. Please call in and let's know what you're thinking regarding sports across the world right now. Manchester United have a new manager. A lot of people are talking about that. If you're a Man U fan, let's know if you're a big fan of Ruben Amorim or you think that Eric Ten Hag should not have been sacked. And of course, there's still so much going across the world this weekend as well. There's NPFL games, EPL games, La Liga matches, NBA games as well, Formula One. So let's just really know what's on your mind regarding sports this weekend. And speaking of sports in Nigeria, really sad occurrence happened yesterday in Nigeria. A very, very popular goalkeeper, Agbo Ekoi, who actually used to be a former goalkeeper of Sporting Lagos. Currently, he was with El Kanemi Warriors. We hear that he died in rather tragic circumstances yesterday. Favor, you've been actually following this particular story. What exactly transpired?
All right, a sad one for Nigerian football. Agbo Ekoi, fantastic goalkeeper. He went home, he was injured. He went home to Ecom in Cross River State to nurse his injury. And fortunately, he was on his way around 2 p.m. Nigerian time. Unfortunately, I beg your pardon. So he was on his way to a wedding, according to reports, with someone who, of course, accompanied him. And then a vehicle came behind and, just took them away, and he died on the spot. Really sad. I mean, this is one player who have got prospects, recently joined El Kanemi Warriors, had a stint with Lobby Stars, Abia Warriors. Ali Zuberi was hopefully going to come back to him to say, hey, I'm back as the coach of El Kanemi Warriors after what I had with the Flying Eagles of Nigeria. But it's really sad. Really sad. He was laid to rest today.
Major loss for Nigerian football. May the soul of Agbo Ekoi rest in peace. And we'd also like to give our heartfelt condolences to his family and also to El Kanemi Warriors, who were his employers. But don't forget that there will still be matches that will be played across the Nigeria Professional Football League this weekend as well. You expect at all of these venues that there will be some kind of minute of silence in honor of the late Agbo Ekoi. But these are the matches to look forward to. El Kanemi Warriors, his team will be entertaining Katsina United. I'm not sure if they've applied to postpone that game, but we'll be keeping tabs on that. That game might not be played, but we'll be following up on that game. Eimba will be guests of Bayelsa United. Akwa United will tackle Kwara United. Caterpillars will go head-to-head with Plateau United. Ahmed Musa hoping to cash in on continue his good form as well. Sunshine Stars will also be facing Bendel Insurance, while Heartland will be guests of Abia Warriors in a Southeast derby. Defending champions Enugu Rangers will also be entertaining Nasarawa United. Ikorodu City will be back at home against the unbeaten league leaders Rivers United. That should be a great game to watch. I think that game is on Sunday?
On Sunday.
On Sunday, yeah. So that if you are looking for good football, Ikorodu City have been doing pretty well at home these past few games. Rivers United are top of the league, coached by Finidi George. That should be a good game. Niger Tornadoes will also battle Shooting Stars, while Remo Stars will be entertaining Luby Stars in a battle of the stars. Let's quickly show you the top 6 and bottom 6 in the Nigeria Professional Football League as it currently stands. And of course, it's still led by Rivers United, who are top of the log with 21 points, followed by Remo Stars, Eimba and Plateau United. Abia Warriors are in the mix as well, just outside the top 4, while El Kanemi Warriors are in 6th place. And all this could change this weekend depending on the results if it goes the way of some of these clubs. Let's show you the bottom 6 as well. The teams that are struggling to get out of the drop zone. Bendel Insurance are in 15th place, Heartland are in 16th, Lobby Stars, Bayelsa United, Ikorodu City and Akwa United are in the drop zone. Big surprise here is Lobby Stars and Akwa United for me, because Akwa United were just champions, 2021?
3 seasons ago,
yeah.
2022, 2023.
Yeah. And Lobby Stars were challenging seriously for the title last season as well. Apparently, it might take some time for Dana Mokachi to work his magic, but the big surprise for me is that 2 of the big teams in Nigeria professional football are in the drop zone after just maybe pretty much 1/3 of the season has been played, or a quarter of the season, yeah.
Well, for Akwa United, they had a terrible season. That's last season. They nearly were relegated, but of course they missed out on the last day. And then I think for Pobasi, the recruitment system have been very poor in the last 2 years. They've not been able to recruit the very best. They've also been able to reduce their budget, or like before, where they have a robust figure to give players. And look at also Lobby Stars.
So you're saying it's a funding issue?
Aside from, I think first of all, it has to do with the kind of players they're going for. That's one. Secondly, the funding issue. I also think there's a bit of sabotage around the management. Some persons who do not want some persons to succeed. There have been talks about...
Favor.
I have a very, very interesting opinion here.
Well,
it's unpopular, but I think Aqua United...
Here we go. We're about to dig.
I think Aqua United are stuck where anybody used to be stuck. And when you don't refresh ideas at the top, you remain in a state of stasis. You don't move forward. Look at Enyimba. Credit to Ayasiago for the success they achieved, but he stayed there too long, right? Look at Aqua United. Paul Bassi has been there since when?
2017.
Since I was probably born.
2017.
I'm just saying, but what I'm saying here is that I don't point figures, but sometimes you need those roles to be refreshed. You bring in ideas who can turn around the fortune of the club. Aqua United have greatly regressed. So you're basically saying,
look like Enugu Rangers will be a case in point. Look at they brought in the Amobi Ezeaku. We've seen.
That's what we're saying.
Let's also look at the other part. Lobby Stars took out Idoko. And now they're struggling. They
are struggling, right? But you can say it is teething problems.
It's not so much about staying there for too long. It's about
building lasting structures.
Building and refreshing yourself, even if you stay on a position for a long time. I mean, you don't see this kind of positions change regularly in some of the clubs, big clubs across the world. They stay there for a long time.
That is Real Madrid.
But my point is...
But their club presidents have stayed there for many years.
For a long time. What you need to do is constantly... because nobody's breathing down your neck. Nobody's giving you targets to meet. Exactly. So once you're able to...
Now, that's the issue. What Wale is saying. Because these are government clubs.
That's it.
And the government is not geared... When you're a government employee...
When the funds are not...
You're not geared towards... They're not benchmarked and
effectiveness and all of that.
They are not KPIs.
They're not KPIs. Exactly.
So that's what we should.
And there's a tendency that you are lax. You are lackadaisical because nobody's on your neck. But when you keep on refreshing these rules, you realize that the team itself is reinvigorated. It trickles down. So that is the problem with Aqua United.
Because when we say don't worry, honorable president or governor, we'll go and win the league. But at the end of the season, you don't win the league and nobody asks questions.
Yeah, exactly.
You're not justifying whatever investment is being made. Then that's where the issue lies.
Okay. So speaking about investments, the Nigeria Professional Football League also have been in the news recently because of a major face-off going on with one of their sponsors, top officials of Startimes, who are the official broadcast partners of the NPFL. They recently ended their 1 billion naira 5-year broadcasting deal with the NPFL, but we heard that both parties are currently in talks. The NPFL representatives and Startime representatives and other stakeholders are looking for ways to resolve this, divorce. The broadcaster terminated the agreement last week, citing multiple breaches by the NPFL. Originally, the deal aimed at broadcasting 2 matches weekly, increasing to 4, then 8 in later seasons, with an annual revenue of 50 million naira expected through to 2028. However, the broadcaster expressed frustration with limited access to pitch panels, frequent last-minute match cancellations, and operational challenges at match venues, claiming that these issues disrupted programming and obligations to sponsors. Is this simply the Nigerian issue at play?
Well, I think for the NPFL, they shot themselves on the foot. They exceeded 30% of pitch panels to broadcast partners, and they didn't put a clause to say whatever partners or whatever brands you are bringing as the broadcast partner should not be in competition with the sponsors. So now the broadcast partner is about to bring a bet company on board, and the league already has a bet company they are also dealing with. So that's where the clause, the problem. But then they have the case. They have a case because you did not say we should not do this. I mean, it was not stated clearly.
Clearly spelled out.
Exactly, and that's why, I mean, but
it's usually an...
what about issues regarding last-minute changes of matches?
Yeah, for me, those are the real issues. Last-minute change and all of those things.
We're not playing at 2 o'clock, we play at 4.
Yeah, we are changing, the game cannot hold, then another event, we move it to another time. So, once we're able to, last season was one of the best seasons we've had in terms of the programming and the calendar of our football. I was hoping that we'll build on it. It's a gradual process. I want to, let them understand.
Sorry, Toyin. I'm really sorry. I don't want to, but this isn't rocket science.
Tunde.
You look at some of these leagues in the world, you can know when the first match and the last match will be
Tony
played.
has been saying
You
this.
cannot
Let me-
tell- you
let me-
cannot say
let
the
me-
same thing for the
let me
NPFL.
tell you.
How hard is it to
Let me,
build a
Tunde,
calendar and a
Tunde,
schedule? How hard?
let me tell you that when you don't own a stadium and you cannot, you know, there was Akwa Ibom wanted to play a game, and then the state government wanted to use the facility, and then the Eagles had a game the next day, and then they had to move them to another venue for a game. When you don't own a stadium, it's very different. Even in the English Premier League, where things are set and you have all of these things, once in a while, fixtures are changed
yes.
under very strenuous circumstances.
Exactly.
Like force major.
Force major.
Like
Force
maybe
major.
flooding
So
or
for me,
something.
last season was good because we got, I mean, the calendar right. We had, the season ended at the right time, and then we had a good off-season break. So it was good. I was hoping that we'll be able to build on that going forward. But these are the issues that the NPFL will have to sort out with these sponsors. Once you give a time for a game and a fixture, you have to do all that you can, unless under circumstances that you cannot control,
Force major.
ensure that you are able to stick to
It still
them.
goes
That's
back
the
to
And
issue.
just to
about
add, the league also should
government
put into
costs.
consideration a very good time to get the eyeballs. For instance, how can you fix Ikorodu City and Lobby Stars on Monday at 3 p.m.?
Nobody's going to watch that game.
So these are things that we should also look at.
Nobody
Fix
gets
games
what
where
they
you know.
Or when games are washed out and you have to play 8 a.m. the next day.
That is,
You know,
that
so
is-
those are...
See,
are-
for lack of better word, I find
and
that
you-
very distasteful.
and you know-
that we play league matches 8
8 a.m.
Yeah,
when the games couldn't be concluded
Yes,
the day
when-
before.
yeah,
So
it
these are the issues. These are the real issues that the NPFL will have to sort out with these sponsors, because they want their games at the time when everybody will watch. And you know that these games are not competing. You are competing with the best leagues in the world.
True, yeah.
So these are the issues that you have to sort out, really.
I do recall a certain Spanish La Liga match that kicked off at 12 midnight. 12 midnight. But the good thing about it was that it was for a particular reason, but the authorities made sure that every person in the stadium was comfortable. They provided entertainment, refreshments, and of course, it's a European. It happened in Europe, which means security and lighting and everything was top notch. So I don't think there was any match in 12 minutes in Nigeria anybody would go out and watch it. It's not going to happen. Still talk about Nigerian football. We heard that interim coach of the Chan Eagles, Augustine Eguavoen, has expressed his excitement following the response from all invited players ahead of the 2025 African Nations Championship qualifying fixture against the Black Stars of Ghana. 35 players were invited for the Super Eagles B team for the 2025 Chan qualifying fixture against Ghana as they began preparation on Thursday at the FIFA Goal Project pitch in Abuja. The first leg of the fixture is billed for the weekend of the 20th to the 22nd of December, with the return leg expected to be played 1 week later, just after Christmas. Eguavoen says he's impressed with the immense quality of the group, adding that he's confident and hopeful of qualifying Nigeria ahead of Ghana. Let's take a quick listen to Augustine Cerezo Eguavoen. We seem to have a small technical issue regarding the audio, but gentlemen, I still think that Nigeria shot itself in the foot by not calling Ahmed Musa or calling him Abed Musa. I don't know what you think. I don't know what you think.
The unofficial story is that Ahmed Musa is getting ready for the big one, which is the AFCON qualifiers. You know, so that might be a factor. Remember, he's still Super Eagles captain. So that makes him legitimate.
But does that preclude him from actually competing?
No, if he's coming to the A team, probably they felt there's no need to get him into the B team.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, he's in the A team already and no need to keep him with the B
The one
team.
I find a bit mind-boggling is Rabiu Ali. Why is Rabiu Ali? Rabiu Ali is currently one of the best players in the league at 43. That's the truth. So based on that, he should have a look in.
Yeah.
Experience.
It should be a look in. He was part of the squad one time, right?
He's been to 2 chances already. Yeah.
2018 and
It was in 2018 and then
And Chan is not an age grade
2013.
competition,
No,
is it?
it's not.
It isn't.
It's not. Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll be hoping that Augustine Eguavoen can work his magic with that Chan team. We wish them the very best of luck. Ghana has eliminated Nigeria from participating in the Chan twice. We hope that this will prove third time unlucky. Well, FIFA has announced the draw date for the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup, which will take place on the 5th of December, 2024. All the teams participating are expected to arrive in the USA 5 days before the start of the tournament. Clubs will be allowed to submit a provisional list of 50 players, but will be shortened to the final 26 before the tournament starts. The football body says that there will be no official training at a match venue a day before a game is played. Training pitches will also be provided for all teams to train at the designated camp bases. From the knockout stage, if a game is tied, there will be an extra time of 30 minutes to be played. FIFA forging ahead despite all the opposition with their FIFA Club World Cup. To the big story that happened today, Manchester United have appointed Ruben Amorim as their new head coach. The 39-year-old former Portuguese international midfielder will move to Old Trafford from Sporting Lisbon on the 11th of November and has signed a contract until June 2027. We heard that former United striker Ruud van Nistelrooy, who took charge on an interim basis after Erik ten Hag was sacked on Monday, will stay on for the club's next 3 fixtures. Amorim is the 6th permanent manager United have appointed since Sir Alex Ferguson's 26-year reign ended with his retirement in 2013. Very quickly, gentlemen, is this a risk by Manchester United or is this a risk by Ruben Amorim, or both? I say this because Manchester United are appointing a man who is 39 years old, has no experience managing outside of his country, and is still regarded as, yeah, he's exciting, but he's still regarded as a coaching neophyte. For Ruben Amorim, if he had waited a bit more, he could have gone to a more stable club. There's talk like he was being lined up to replace Pep Guardiola at Manchester City. He could have gone to another big Spanish club or in Italy as well. Who's taking the bigger risk here?
I think that everything is a risk. Both entities are. But I always tell people, in as much as Manchester United are not my cup of tea, a club of that stature won't come your way and you won't think about it. It's Manchester United, one of the biggest clubs in the world. Forget about the stability or instability of the club. When United comes calling for a player like, or a manager like Ruben Amorim, you are definitely going to answer. And I think it's taking a bit of time to take that decision. And he'll be joining them in about 10 days from now. But I mean, only time will tell. If United have that environment to now have a manager like him thrive. I understand Liverpool thought his style was too slow. That was why they didn't look at him when they brought in, before they brought in Arne Slot as well. But I think that for the first time in a while, I am personally excited about the caliber of the manager that United are about to bring.
Despite the fact that it's not your cup of tea.
It's not my cup of tea.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, there will be matches in the English Premier League this weekend as well. The biggest one, of course, is Manchester United entertaining Chelsea this weekend. That promises to be a real big game. Newcastle will tackle Arsenal. Manchester City, of course, will be guests of Bournemouth. Ipswich will go up against Leicester City. It's part 2 for Liverpool versus Brighton. Don't forget, both teams met midweek in the Carabao Cup. Yeah. Southampton will also battle Everton. West Ham will be guests of Nottingham Forest. Wolves will battle Crystal Palace, and it's Tottenham Hotspurs versus Aston Villa as well. The other games will see Manchester United take on Chelsea, like we mentioned, on its Fulham versus Brentford. I think that game kicks off on Monday night. Well, if you're a big fan of, staking, here's Stakewise for you.
Here is our selection on Stakewise. In the Nigeria Premier Football League, it's Kano Pillars versus Plateau United. Kano Pillars to win. Abia Warriors welcome Heartland FC in an Oriental derby. It's Abia Warriors to win. In England, in the Premier League, Manchester United welcome Chelsea to the Old Trafford Stadium and it's both teams to score. In the Italian Serie A, it's Napoli versus Atalanta, both teams to score. Away from Italy to Germany, Borussia Dortmund welcome Rasenballspor Leipzig, it's both teams to score over 2.5. Remember to always stake wise, and this is not for persons under the age of 18.
Well, stake-wise, don't forget to stake responsibly because money no easy to get these
Well,
days.
I will stake responsibly.
That's all I can say. Well, many thanks, people for coming through. Many thanks to Ibitoye and, of course, while I did the guys behind the scenes. That's our show tonight. We'll be back on Monday. My name is Babatunde Koiki, wishing you a wonderful sporting weekend. Bye-bye.